And we start in Joubert Park in central Johannesburg. It is the country's biggest voting station, and that's where we find my regular partner in crime. That's Dan Moyane. And can I start by saying happy birthday, Mr. Dan Moyane. Aren't you lucky to be celebrating at the biggest voting station in the country in what is one of the most hotly contested metros?
Thank you very much, Joubert, for the good wishes, and good morning to you. Indeed, it is Joubert Park, the biggest polling station in the country. From what we understand, the number of registered voters here is just over 9,800. As you can see already behind me, there's a small line, a small queue of the early risers who've come here. When we arrived here with the eNCA crew more than an hour ago, there were already people queuing outside the park at the gate waiting for security to open. And also in the tent behind me, a short while ago, the presiding officer of the IEC at this voting station, Mr. Jackie Jacob, started briefing a group of volunteers. I must tell you that they represent the young and the old. They're coming from different parts of the Joburg CBD. Of course, Joubert Park, Joubert, you know, is nestled just below Hillbrow to the north, and just across here the road is where you were a couple of weeks ago at the North Street taxi rank. We anticipate that as we get closer to 7 o'clock, this queue is going to get longer. As you've correctly said, it is the biggest polling station in the country.
So what is the makeup of those who will be coming to Joubert Park, Dan? I mean, it includes several areas. What makes it the biggest voting station?
Well, you know that the CBD over the couple of the past few years, as we've had from all kinds of statistics that have been released, has been growing. I mean, this part of Johannesburg is like really a bustling part of the metro, and Johannesburg itself is the capital city of the economic hub of South Africa, being of course the province of Gauteng. Around here you've got the cosmopolitan Hillbrow, which over decades has never changed in attracting people from all walks of life from across the country, and everybody who comes here of course to Johannesburg is looking for that opportunity to make it. You know that old proverbial city of gold that you walk along the pavements themselves are lined with gold, which is of course is just a legend. So you've got people who are workers, you've got young people who are students, and not far from here of course you've got Bramfontein as well. As you know, it is a young vibey neighborhood of Johannesburg with Wits University not far from there, and a number of other colleges. You've got informal traders who line the streets in North Street in the taxi rank, and already early this morning coming in via Hillbrow you could see them putting out their wares. So you have a whole cross section of the lower income groups right up to those who've got aspirations to make it in life.
Of course, situated in what has been touted as one of the big prizes in this election, why is Johannesburg so sought after by the big parties?
Well, you see, you've got the governing party that's been ruling here, of course, since 1994, the ANC, that's it. And recently we had the mayoral candidate, Pakstau, speaking about how confident he was that in his 5-year term, because he's only been here for 1 term and he's vying for a 2nd term, he's made a difference in a number of things. And then you've got the DA, which now has got Hammond Mashaba, the entrepreneur, the businessman. Of course, we know him for having founded that hair product line called Black Like Me. And you've got the newcomers, the EFF, who've also been vying for this city. Now, it's a big prize. I mean, it is the capital city of Gauteng. It is the hub. This is where the engine of South Africa's economy is situated in terms of numbers, in terms of products, in terms of various industrial sectors. I mean, as we know, not far from Johannesburg, you've got Sandton. I mean, all of this big metro, and Sandton being the financial hub with the JSE being situated there. So everybody wants to be in charge, of course, I guess, of the economic hub of the country.
We'll leave it there for now. Thanks very much, Dan Moyane. He's in Joubert Park. It is the biggest voting station in the country, situated in Johannesburg. That is one of the big prizes, one of the 3 big metros sought after by the 3 big parties. Well, still to come, our election coverage continues for you here on eNCA. Our reporter, Colliam Gambi, standing by with the latest from Port Elizabeth.